On this episode of How to Do Florida, we honor the 300th anniversary of one of the worst maritime disasters in history.
It was a horrific scene. It's estimated that almost 1,000 people perished.
It's the sinking of the 1715 Spanish fleet.
Florida's history is steeped in mystery, legends, and secrets.
Oh my gosh! And Chef Justin prepares some roasted, fresh from Florida eggplant ricotta and tomato relish rolls.
Really good, Chef. Good combination.
Let's get our history on and go back in time for this special edition of How to Do Florida.
So on this 300th anniversary of the sinking of the 1715 Spanish plate fleet, we're dedicating this show to those ships and the memory of the souls lost on that fateful night. Step back in time and explore with me the events of that night. You know, because of those shipwrecks, this portion of Florida's Central East Coast, from Sebastian down to Fort Pierce, is called the Treasure Coast. When those 11 Spanish galleons perished that night, July 31st, 1715, it spilled an unimaginable amount of silver, gold, and precious jewels. And today, much of that can still be found with the right tools. Before we learn about the fleet, I head to Kellyco, the world's largest dealer in metal detectors. I'm looking to gear up with the best equipment that will help me find some Spanish treasure. And here, I meet up with Kellyco owner Dave Otterbach. If you're into metal detecting, this looks like the place to be.
This is the place. We're the world's largest retailer of metal detectors and related items.
You're metal detecting, you can find just about anything out there, right?
Absolutely. Coins, rings, jewelry. Everybody's treasure is something different.
So, Dave, I really want to find a piece of 1715 treasure.
You've come to the right place for sure. You know what? I got just the machine right here.
What the heck?
Check this out. The MineLab Excalibur 2.
This is the Excal 2?
It is.
Wow.
MineLab has some of the most advanced technology, and this piece of equipment is designed specifically for what you told me you want to do.
What else do I need?
A scoop. When you get a target,
Okay.
what you do is you take this piece right here, you find your target, and you just push down,
Okay.
scoop it up, shift it, and there's your treasure inside there.
Now, who does this for me?
You'll have to talk to somebody else about that.
So I have to find it and dig it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I didn't know it was that.
So there's that.
All right.
And then of course what you'll need is a fines pouch. Here, let's put that on.
Let's see what we got.
Uh-huh.
This is going to hold a gold bar. These straps don't feel really strong here.
Well, that's wishful thinking. That's good though. Chad, remember I was telling you about research, how important that is?
Oh yeah.
I couldn't send you out without a book like this, Metal Detecting for Spanish Treasure. The guy who wrote it, he is definitely an expert.
Gary Drayton. He's the guy.
He is the guy.
Got to find this guy. Gary, this guy is the man. Look at all the stuff he's found. Gary!
Hello, mate.
Oh, man. Yeah, come. Gary, how you doing?
How you doing, mate?
How long have you been standing there?
I was waiting for you to finish the book.
Well, I finished it, and I loved it. You have found so much stuff, Gary.
It was a labor of love. I mean, when you find this treasure, you just got to share it.
Do you have any tips for me out here?
Yeah, the 3 Ps. Did you
3
see that in the
Ps.
book?
Oh, I must have missed that chapter. What are they?
Patience, persistence, and perseverance.
You know, it's amazing that so many ships carrying all that treasure embarked on that journey across the Atlantic Ocean together. But in 1715, Spain was recovering from a very long and expensive war. We begin our journey into the past in 1715. At the time, Spain relied heavily on the wealth and treasure it brought back from the New World. Known as the Treasure Fleet from 1566 to 1790, Spanish galleons would cross the Atlantic twice a year. These ships were filled with unimaginable riches to be presented to the king and queen. But something happened in 1701 that would send world history sailing in a new direction.
There were a lot of problems with the crown heads of Europe trying to decide who was going to rule Spain during that period in world history. Louis XIV, the King of France, wanted to see Philip V go to the throne, whereas England and Austria and the Dutch did not want to see that happen. However, on Charles II's deathbed in 1700, he did in fact appoint Philip V, the King of Spain. That started the War of Spanish Succession, which lasted for almost 13 years. No fleets sailed from the New World back to the Old World carrying the riches that the Spanish crown needed so desperately. So King Philip did not think he could risk sending a fleet until the War of Spanish Succession was over. You've got all of this treasure that's been accumulating in the New World for almost 13 years, and the Spanish crown needs it back for no other reason to pay its debts for the War of Spanish Succession. So it was decided by Philip V to put together a grand fleet in 1715 and send all the treasure back to Spain.
History tells us Spain was in desperate need of money, and desperate times call for desperate measures. The morning of July 24th, all 11 ships were loaded, ready for their journey to Spain. They left Havana, Cuba with the wind and tide behind them. But just 7 days into their journey, their worst fears would become reality. The fleet was having a difficult time moving through the Bahamas Channel. The wind and tide were pushing against the ships. What they didn't know was they were sailing directly into a massive hurricane. This is 1715. There's no GPS or weather reports. The only way for a sailor to know there's a hurricane coming is after he's already in one.
Up next, we continue our trip through the past as we reveal the secrets of the last days of the 1715 Spanish fleet.
They had no technology, there were no satellites, they had no idea of what was in front of them.
And later, Chef Justin rolls up some aubergine, fit for a Spanish king.
Chef has rolled up a whole new take on eggplant.
You're watching How to Do Florida, and we'll be right back.
It's the night of July 30th, 1715. Just off Florida's east coast, 11 Spanish ships, loaded with silver and gold, have unknowingly set a course that will send them directly into a massive hurricane.
The full force of the hurricane was at 2 o'clock in the morning, pitch black. It had to be such a scary experience.
The ships did everything they could to survive the storm, but 100-mile-per-hour winds and pounding rain kept pushing the ships toward the coast of Florida. By morning, all ships had crashed into the shallow reefs, their hulls breaking apart and spilling treasure into the raging waves. Over 1,000 souls were lost when those 11 ships went down. For those who survived, they were met with the harsh realities of Florida's wild terrain.
The morning of the 31st at daybreak, the Spanish survivors recount how they could see debris and bodies as far as the eye could see.
The morning after the storm brought little relief for the survivors. Florida's barren beaches offered little protection from the sun. Fresh water and food were scarce as well. Banding together, they did their best to build structure. But by night on the first day, their worst enemy would attack. They came in frightening numbers. Many tell of sailors burying themselves up to their neck in sand to avoid the mosquitoes. As the days passed, the men organized themselves. Within weeks, the survivors were rescued, and Spain began its salvaging efforts of the treasure.
It was a terrible tragedy for Spain, not only because of the loss of the treasure, but also because of the loss of life.
You know, the 1950s saw a boom in treasure hunting right here in Florida. Many shipwrecked salvors found millions of dollars in gold and silver and became famous around the world. It's these legendary men and women that are the reason we call this part of Florida the Treasure Coast.
One of these legendary salvors and 1715 historian is John Brandon, who was part of Mel Fisher's expedition that found the Atocha in the Florida Keys in the 1980s, where an estimated $450 million in Spanish treasure was recovered.
Hang on, I want to show you something. I got a silver bar from the Spanish galleon Atocha.
What?
How about that?
Oh my gosh.
How about
This
that?
is
You're
insane.
holding real treasure there. That's something.
So what is this mark right here, John?
Okay, this
What is
mark is the owner's mark. This
Yeah.
bar was being shipped back to him. The circular stamp shows that the king's 20% was taken out. This is the assayer's bite. They took a chunk of metal, they weighed it, then they refined it to absolutely pure silver. Then they knew the purity of the silver. This particular bar is about 99.9% pure silver.
it? All right, this is going back in your trunk. Gosh, John.
Unlock your car, John. So is this a gold beach? I mean, is there a lot of gold here?
This gold ring right here, I found right there when I was 16 years old. It was the first gold coin I ever found on the beach. That first gold coin, it hooked me. I knew what I was going to do the rest of my life. Here, I got another little treat for you. Hold out your other hand here.
Now, what
that?
is this, John?
Now, this is a gold bar from the 1715 fleet.
Okay, now I'm ready to find my own piece of Spanish treasure.
Gary, I'm here to find Spanish treasure. I don't want any bottle caps. I don't want any, high school rings. I don't want any keys. I want the good stuff.
But unfortunately, to find a treasure,
Yes.
you have to find a treasure in between the trash. Because every once in a while, that bottle cap that you think you're digging turns out to be an emerald ring like the one on your book. I'm looking for low spots on the lower beach, next to the water. You see how these hills, little hills,
Yep, it kind of
the
up
little
and down.
dips?
Yep.
That's where you're going to find treasure. There's so much gold and silver and precious jewels on these beaches.
Yep.
But you have to wait for Mother Nature, basically, to unlock Davy Jones' locker. And what happens is, 2 times a day with the high tides, the water will come in and it will take sand off the beach.
Revealing.
Yeah, it puts you closer to the gold and the silver.
Well, and the great thing about finding gold and silver on the beach here is it's finders keepers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't need any boat, you don't need a salvage license or anything.
Yeah, and you keep
get
100.
to keep.
And you keep 100% of that. A lot of these guys on the boat, they're having to split it, 50%, 20%, whatever you find, you keep 100%.
Well, I keep 50%. Remember, I'm married.
So Gary, what's the greatest thing you've ever found out here?
The greatest thing I ever found is in my left pocket.
What?
It just so happens it's been 10 years since this ring has seen the beach.
You have it with you?
Yep, I brought my Spanish treasure ring.
Oh my goodness.
That's 22.5 carat Inca gold with 9 flawless Colombian emeralds.
Inca gold.
Look at the colors. I mean, that is... Now you know why we're here. I can't keep away from this place.
Gary, that must have been an amazing day.
I will never forget that day. That was the day I found my find of a lifetime. It's the best treasure ring that's ever been found off the 1715 fleets.
So I never found my piece of 1715 treasure. But what I did find was a renewed appreciation for the event that helped coin the title for one of Florida's iconic coastlines, the Treasure Coast.
Up next, Chef Justin hatches a garden egg recipe for the ages.
We have roasted Florida eggplant, ricotta and Parmesan cheese, and a fresh tomato relish.
Here we go. Hey, Chef is rolling out a whole new way to do eggplant.
That's right, we got Florida eggplant. We've roasted up and stuffed it with Parmesan ricotta and served with nice tomato relish on top.
He's gonna show you how.
Ooh, they're nice and cold.
All right.
Eggplants.
Yes.
Is this our hero today?
That's right.
Working with?
The Florida eggplant.
So what are we doing with these eggplants, Chef?
So today, we're gonna slice them and roast them real quickly.
Okay.
And we're gonna make a stuffing with ricotta cheese and Parmesan. We're gonna roll them up. We're gonna make this fresh salsa with red tomatoes and yellow tomatoes and fresh basil. This is gonna be a yummy, fresh, flavorful dish. All right, so I've got my sheet pan here.
Yep.
And I've got it sprayed a little bit with a little bit of nonstick spray. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna go ahead and slice and season our eggplant. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut off each end.
I mean, for a chef, this seems like a fun thing to cut. It's nice and big, it's soft.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's just nice and easy.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut one side off here. Then I'm gonna make some thin slices here. Okay, so we're gonna put our eggplant on our sheet pan, and then we're gonna season these up. I got a little herbs here. This is a little basil and parsley. We're gonna use some more of this later. Just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil on these, and into the oven they go. Hot oven, about 400 degrees.
Okay, I'll be right here.
Next, we need to go ahead and make our filling for our eggplant.
Okay.
And like your apron says so eloquently, we have to pre-season everything. Live it, love it, do it. Okay, so we've got our bowl, we've got our awesome ricotta cheese here. We've got Parmesan cheese going in, a little bit of raw garlic, because I like raw garlic. All right, and my fresh basil. I love watching you do this. And I'm just gonna slice this with my knife. All right, I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon juice in here. This is gonna give it some nice tang and help balance out all that creaminess. And then of course, pre-seasoned.
Pre-seasoned.
Salt and pepper. You wanna go ahead and mix that up well for me?
Sure.
Now let's go ahead and make our tomato salsa.
I guess the great thing about an eggplant, it's such a great vessel for something like this.
It is. There's really so many things you can do with eggplant. I mean, it's really an amazing vegetable. I really want to encourage you guys to really enjoy eggplant and use it in your cooking.
And obviously that's seasonal. So I think the best thing is to go to freshfromflorida.com. There you can find the seasons on all of Florida's commodities, because you really want to get these fruits and veg in their peak season, right,
That's
Chef?
that's the best thing to do, absolutely. So we've got our red tomatoes going in, and I've got my little baby yellow tomatoes going in as well. A little bit of olive oil, and a little more fresh garlic.
Ooh, can I try one a little bit of that, Chef?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How's that, tasty?
That is on.
Simple and yummy.
That is on.
I think our eggplant's done.
Okay. All right. You want me to get it out, or you want to?
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
He doesn't trust me. Ooh, wow, Chef.
Hot stuff.
Oof. Man, that looks good.
Look at, we got this nice, beautiful color on them. They're roasted up good. They're steaming. So these have cooled down nicely, just slightly.
Let's stuff them.
I'm gonna put them on my board upside down because we're gonna roll them.
Oh, that's right. These are rolls.
That's right. All right, there we go. We're gonna place a little bit of stuffing in each one. And a little bit here.
Let's roll.
Let's roll.
Show me how to roll.
So we're just carefully, we don't want to squish all the stuff out. We just want to roll them up gingerly.
Ginger.
Beautiful. They're still nice and warm.
They are nice and warm.
All right, we're gonna get our plate. Here we go, 1, 2.
How many
We're
you
just
gonna
gonna do 3,
Just
I think.
3?
Yep, now we can go ahead and put that on.
Go ahead. This looks good.
We've got a little shaved Parmesan cheese we're gonna put on as well.
Oh, look at you.
And then we're just gonna finish up with just a little basil garnish here, like that. And then maybe we'll even just take a drizzle of a little bit of olive oil.
Just because you can.
Fresh, light, healthy, yummy. I can't wait to try that.
They look amazing, and we get to eat it.
Well, there's only one thing left to do. Let's try.
Let's eat it. Okay, ready?
Ready?
Wait. Ready? 1,
2,
3.
Wait. Ready? Go.
Go.
Really good, Chef. Tomatoes, the cheese, the ricotta cheese, and the eggplant. Good combination.
For this recipe and other great recipes, go to howtodoflorida.com.
Well, he said. You know, when you walk on the beaches here in the Treasure Coast, you are surrounded by history. Literally, it can be buried in the sand beneath your feet. I encourage you to come out here and visit this part of Florida and learn more about this historic shipwreck and the role it played in Florida's history. Well, that's our show. I hope you learned something, but more importantly, I hope you feel encouraged to get out and do Florida.
For more info on this episode, go to howtodoflorida.com, where you'll find bonus how-to videos and all of Chef Justin's yummy recipes. And be sure to check out our Do Florida page, which is our giant list of events and activities all over the Sunshine State. Yeah, you should check it
So
How
how
does
does
this work? I dial this to 1715 treasure, and it takes me to that treasure. What is the sweep to 1715 treasure ratio on this X-Cow? This treasure sounds boring. Am I gonna get to cut one of these suckers?
I'll show you how to do one, and then we'll see what you got.
That's a no. Chef tomatoes, basil.
It seems like they work up. Baby Ruth? What the heck, man?
I got it. Actually, I got it. I'm good. All right, here we go. You know anything about treasure?
I know a little bit.
A little bit?
Ooh, treasure.
Remember, I'm married.